Fucking reverse scroll. No one can see how ready Rogers is for the Merri Hour today. ASMR! ASMR! What is that?
The gummy bear sour. I had to check. What?
I don't know how you do that.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
no,
also
that's okay.
It's also early in the day, and we have a long evening ahead of us. So I purposely started with an energy drink because I don't want to go to bed at 9 o'clock.
I went for a run today. That was my energy drink. You want to try it? Yeah. It's not bad. It's not pucker. It's like sweet. It's not overly sour. I don't know if it's gonna be your.
Yeah. You didn't see the stinky face. Got stinky face.
Too beery.
Too beery?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's not like a
not
cider.
Yeah.
I see. What's up, everybody? There's lots of your internet is not happy with us today.
I know.
We have lots of people here. We have lots of super chats. Let's just start with
the super chat. I'm gonna close things out.
Okay, so yeah, I might suggest doing that.
But everything.
I don't think the problem is the internet is working fine for me. I think it's Matt's ratchet computer.
Aww.
Well, I'll get a new one then.
I mean, been saying that for a long time. Long time.
Look, everything's closed now. Magic.
All right. Mike, first up on the super chat list today. How much longer will it take for Micah Monroe to become a bona fide star? She's way too talented to not be more of a household name. Part of the reason why she's not a star is because all of her best movies are not big, wide releases that get the masses to the theaters. Yeah. And the only one that I can think of that she's done, not that she did anything wrong in the movie just overall was crap. I won't even say the name of the movie. That's how much I dislike this movie.
I'm blanking on it. What was she in that was so terrible?
A sequel.
Micah Monroe, sequel.
Aliens.
Just say it. What do you...
No, I don't want to.
Say it.
Dislike it lots. Yes.
Oh, that's right. She was in the second Independence Day. Yeah, that was awful.
That movie made me very sad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very, very sad.
I mean, I was gonna say too, like the trajectory of her career, she's taking roles that interest her, and they just happen to be a lot of genre-focused indies.
And they're really good.
And they're fantastic. But like, you know, it kind of comes along with the territory. Like if you're gonna do stuff like The Guest and Watcher, like It Follows down the list, you know, it's gonna come with a lot of notoriety in certain circles, but. I like, you know, if we're talking about those movies, I think It Follows is probably the biggest release of them all. Like, did The Guest reach the same audience? I know it's a cult favorite. Don't get me wrong, but like,
both.
I wouldn't say cult, but like,
I feel like both of those are pretty big in the horror community. There's those.
100%.
You said Watcher, right?
Yeah, Watcher.
I'm trying to think of some others.
Oh, she's great in a bunch of stuff.
At Any Price, her first movie. Oh, Villains.
Villains might be my favorite role of hers. Mm-hmm. I love that movie.
She'll have an It Follows sequel soon too.
She will have an It Follows sequel.
And she'll have Longlegs.
Yes, Longlegs.
We'll get to that. Do you think Longlegs could be the movie that like skyrockets her to widespread acclaim?
I mean, it's got Cage, so you immediately have more. Like, there's more to Longlegs than some of her other films. But again, she had Dan Stevens in The Guest. Like, she had other people in those movies that, like...
I feel like that was before Dan Stevens was big Dan Stevens.
If we're talking about movies that are going to get more mainstream attention, I think Longlegs has more potential than the rest. That is correct.
Okay.
It is more true crime adjacent. It is more... It's a neon release. There's the Nick Cage of it all, which is going to give it a lot of notoriety on its own. And that's not to say that Nick Cage is a bigger draw than her in any way. It's just the cult of personality is real around Nick Cage. So like, it's going to have stuff there.
I'm very curious. We will talk about Longlegs. Mike says, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. What's your favorite role of his? Mine is easy. Do you have yours?
I mean, I'm just rolling through the Rolodex and like.
Happy Gilmore, Chubbs. I grew up watching that movie. Yeah. Over and over and over. I very rarely play a round of golf without muttering, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
I mean, I like, it's generic again, but I can't escape Predator. I can't escape.
cares
Like
if
he's
it's
such
generic?
a good
It's a
character. Yeah, like
classic.
he's such a good character in it too. Like based on the other caricatures they have in that. Like I think Weathers is just doing phenomenal stuff there. Yeah, is just in so many good things, and he is very good in all of them. So hard to narrow it down to one, but
We have to go play Top Golf, so we could do is
totally
all
fine with
in
that.
the
I used to get in
hips.
trouble at I took lessons for a little bit.
And you do the Happy Gilmore
yeah.
swing.
Yeah, and I got
It's
yelled at.
not easy to do. I've done it a couple of
It's-
times on the golf course with like
100%.
friends and my family, and it's like I feel like that's a harder shot
Yeah.
to hit than a standard drive.
No, so like, and then we're rocking it one day. Like we were all hitting it. Like me and my friend were doing it, and like the instructor came over and was like, "Hey, like you're doing it well, but you can't do that." We're like, "Okay."
I like the challenge. Mike K says, by the way, great job with that new episode of Collider Forces. Thank you, Mike. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I had a joint episode with Calvin Harrison Jr. and Aaron Pierre, who are
I think I saw it,
really,
yeah.
really good in the new season of Genius. Like, they're so good. They're so good in
I was gonna say it's
literally everything. Literally everything. I guess this is man Perri. I'm gonna start repeating that, Hoshi. Hey Map, great to see you again. Loved the Longlegs trailer. It's giving Zodiac Silence of the Lambs vibes. Spot on there, man. What else inspired it? You guys are the best. Have you heard anything that Oz has said about what inspired
inspiration? I mean, he's a little weirdo director, so I'm sure there's some crazy inspirations coming out of it.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, again, those are the big ones. Like, we're looking at true crime versus something that's more horror forward, whatever you want to say. So like, I'm thinking more the Black Phone. I'm thinking more stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Which again, I don't know. I don't
This
think
looks
Longlegs
this
will
looks
have.
meaner.
Oh,
than
100%. Oh, straight up. Yeah,
the
this is
Black
gonna be
Phone.
like Poughkeepsie Tapes Black Phone kind of stuff.
Not that the Black Phone's premise wasn't dark and what happened in it, but like we've talked about that before. Like one of the coolest things about Black Phone is how like shockingly hopeful it winds up becoming.
So 100%.
I guess
yeah,
after we might as well go into Longlegs at this point. Thoughts on Oz Perkins' body of work? I really enjoyed everything he has done thus far. I am one of very few who does not seem to love the Black Coat's daughter.
Oh yeah, I actually don't like any of Oz Perkins' movies so far.
Oh, okay.
I am okay admitting that, because this is a conversation me and my podcast co-host Matt Monroe will have often. Oz Perkins is he's an interesting director who takes on projects that are typically slower burn, typically more atmospheric, typically more of a nature that I don't gravitate towards. And between Gretel and Hansel, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
That. Oh
yeah,
that
I'm the
one.
Pretty Thing.
Yeah.
Blackcoat's Daughter. I have not seen an Oz Perkins film I can say I like yet. I appreciate his style in times. I appreciate what he's doing and his vision. It just doesn't vibe with me. So like, yeah, not only do I not like Blackcoats, and again, we are hardcore minority there. I'm hoping Longlegs will break the streak for me, is the way I put it.
So am I. Given how I've felt about his past films, it's hard to go into Longlegs with the utmost confidence that I am going to dig it, that it's going to be a wide appeal movie. I will say, though, that marketing campaign is doing a real damn good job of getting me invested.
It's ratcheting up quick, too, which is nice. It's going to have a nice long life.
That's how you like build buzz. Like those are true teasers that they released.
Yeah. I think my favorite in Oz Perkins' body of work, my favorite is Dead and Breakfast, a movie in which he stars in, and it is a part musical, part horror comedy zombie film about a bed and breakfast that gets attacked by zombies, and it's wonderful.
Is this what you took from the trailer? What Mirror Domain says?
Jesus, visions from the killer's point of view.
I hadn't actually thought about that, but I'd be curious to rewatch all the teasers with that in mind, and maybe I could see it.
That did not click with me immediately either, so I'm not. I'd have to rewatch it now. Like literally, I'd have to rewatch it with that in mind to see the perspective.
Just in case anybody does not know anything about Longlegs, I did send myself the synopsis just in case. FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes unexpected turns, revealing evidence of the occult.
Yeah.
Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again. Personal connection to the killer could be some sort of like mind meld thing.
It could, like 100%. That could be it. I took personal connection to be like finding out they're related or some shit like that, like something of that nature.
I'm trying to think about like how the teasers were shot. If they were like shot in a way where it does suggest that it's a POV shot.
I don't want to confirm until I rewatch it. Like that's the thing. That's an interesting point I actually didn't think of. I was taking it a more literal kind of just like straightforward way.
I will say those teasers are pretty eerie.
Yeah.
One of the feelings that I miss from being a kid so much is I used to always fall asleep with the TV on, and I would put the timer on, and of course it would be
the timer,
and it would be late at night. And also I watched like a lot of MTV growing up, and I feel like late at night MTV was like a prime place to target kids with horror movies. And so I'd be laying in bed like half awake, half asleep, and that's when like something really scary would come on, and I would enjoy the feeling that it would like freak me out a little bit. And I miss that feeling because teasers, like not even just teasers, movies rarely give me that feeling anymore. These teasers are quite unsettling.
Yeah, number one, my experience with that was always Comedy Central. So like literally I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up to like Girls Gone Wild or like a CD advertisement for Breaking Benjamin or something. That was all I was waking up to. But yeah, like you saw the last VHS, right? VHS 85.
Yes, it did. I liked that quite a bit.
I did. VHS 85 was quite good, but also specifically the Dream Kill sequence.
Fucking
Cargill.
That's a good. They're too good with those, like found footage kills.
But so that was like, if we're gonna talk about vibes in that way, like I was kind of getting Dream Kill vibes a little bit, not extensively, but like if we're gonna talk about the visions and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
The POV, like that could, I don't know, maybe that could be like a little pulling point too.
I'm very, very curious. Yeah. Casino Hour just like nailed it here. Neon has done a great job with the marketing of Longlegs. Extremely effective. It's the truth. Extremely effective teaser. Yeah. Good on them too, because I feel like it's been a very, very long time since we've had a horror marketing campaign quite like that. Like I can't think of the last time when we got some sort of like eerie mystery box type of teaser. You know what I mean?
While. I mean, we keep talking like I talk about Cloverfield all the time, and so like I feel like they haven't hit that kind of viral marketing in a long time. Your
computer's not charging.
Oh, it just came out of That's fine. Just adjust it. But yeah,
I was wondering why it got dark. I'm really excited about it, though. I'm really excited.
It's probably one of my most anticipated at this point. I've there's some things in there that I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm trying to think if anything else.
Devonta's also correct.
Which one?
But just correct.
Dream Kill is in the Black Phone universe, apparently. Really? I didn't know that. That's fun.
I like that. Erickson talked about it online. Like, it doesn't have to be, but like they kind of said, like, yeah, this is, it's in the universe.
Yeah. MK Songbird said, wonder if the title of the teaser, you've got the teeth of the Hydra upon you. I wrote down all of them, actually. The first one is every year there is another. The second one is remember to say your prayers. The third one is we've been waiting for her. And then the fourth is you've got the teeth of the Hydra upon you.
I don't know, like I'm just the puzzle of it all, like how it goes in. I mean, hey, if those are all lyrics, like that could be the first little clue there. But yeah, I mean,
are they all lyrics to the same song?
Well, apparently that one is. So I wonder if they all kind of tie in or something. But no, I mean, just the concept alone was enough for me to be excited about, and everything on top so far is just icing on the cake. Like, I don't think they can do anything at this point that's going to diss industry in the movie. Like, we got our first quick glimpse of Cage, all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here that I am very excited about Longlegs for.
Do you think it could do its first screening at South by?
God, I fucking hope so.
Feels very appropriate.
It's neon. They have ties there.
Kind of feels like that'd be a great place to launch it. And what is the date? July something?
July 12th.
So I was going to say maybe they should do a big premiere at Comic-Con, but I guess that would be too soon. Unless Comic-Con's earlier this year. San Diego Comic-Con.
I don't think they'll put that. I think they'll put that at South by over Comic-Con.
I think that's the better play, but I feel like there is always some sort of horror movie that does like an earlier premiere screening at Comic-Con. Oh no, Comic-Con's later in the month. It's July 25th.
Okay, so then definitely not.
That's not happening.
I think that's possible. Because I thought I saw somebody tweet online, like one of the programmers just tweeted out like, we still have more big announcements coming. Don't think that we're done. So I think that has huge potential. I'm still fingers crossed that we get Maxine somehow.
That would be amazing because they haven't dated that either, have they?
I thought October or something.
Did they date it?
I
might be wrong.
I could have sworn there was some kind of fall date they were talking about.
Maxine.
But if we get Maxine at South by, I'm going to be. Ugh.
I mean, that sounds like a very them thing to do.
Yeah, I'm just worried that there might be too much time if it is fall, and they might not want to show it yet. And they might hold it for like summer festivals and stuff like that. At
a glance, I don't see a specific date other than 2024.
Okay. I think maybe they won't do it. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, here, like Mike brings up a good one. I'm very much looking forward to this. A movie that absolutely should premiere.
If they can get that there.
Yeah. Because that's Jordan Peele's company.
I know. That'd be so cool. And that's where I saw Us.
Right.
That's.
Keep talking before I say something I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, like I saw Us there, so again, the ties are strong, and I'm just trying to think of other big genre stuff that like could actually hit. I still think I think Longlegs is probably the best bet of those.
I'll take it.
I do think that's fair.
I feel given previous years, especially like the last 3-4 years, it does feel like those final remaining premiere slots are going to go to studio horror movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
because they already
Pet Cemetery, Evil Dead Rise, like I can go on and on.
And they already announced, like Roadhouse and Fall Guy, so like, that's 2 huge titles.
Yeah, now we need more horror. That's not horror.
I think that's fair. I think you have a good point there.
I'd be excited to see both of those movies, but I want like a big hot horror title that I cannot wait for.
Surprise.
Toon Talks. I saw Argylle, Matt.
We'll talk about that
You're
later.
right. Big yikes.
It's terrible.
Random, but have you seen the new Japanese film Monster? And if so, thoughts? I have not either.
It's a while ago release.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to go find that one.
I feel like if you haven't seen it,
I
haven't seen it or slim to none.
I saw the presser, but I just didn't have time for it.
Favorite Bong Joon-ho and Park Chan-wook movies?
Oh man.
My brain's not ready for this. Let me make sure I don't fuck up and say a title that is not my favorite. Bong first.
Yeah. I think I have I have one in my head, but I just want to
I can't type for shit today.
Good old Bonger. What? No. Okay.
That.
All right.
That. Fuck. Shit. That's hard. I'll go Snowpiercer. I feel like Snowpiercer is probably the one that I rewatch most often. Also, did anyone out there watch the Snowpiercer TV series? Because I thought that was
a lot of it.
Pretty good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah. I was a little upset too when I heard that news.
I think it might be the host.
Yours is the host?
Okay. I just keep looking at him and I'm just like they're all good fucking movies, and of course that includes Parasite and shit. I think for me the host.
The host is very good. I would say Parasite and Snowpiercer are the ones that I rewatch the most often.
That's fair.
Though.
Yeah, Parasite. I own Parasite. I'm staring at it right now, but I don't know.
Where is it?
It's in the P's.
In the P's? Oh yeah. You alphabetize nice and neat.
I alphabetize my Blu-rays. 100%.
Fucking knew we were talking about the Vision Pro earlier, Amelia.
Park is harder.
So
many good fucking.
Handmaid.
I think mine's Thirst.
Handmaiden's good. Can I say produce?
Just do. Yeah, you're like. He was producer on it, so can I just say it again?
Stoker's pretty good.
I think, I'm going to stick with Thirst.
Thirst?
Yeah, I think it's his vampire movie for Park.
I like Lady Vengeance.
I mean, Old Boy, of course, is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Thirst.
If I had to push play on one right this second, which one would I pick? Handmaiden.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, we did it eventually. That was stressful. That made me sweat a little bit.
Because they publish so many good movies. It's like it's impossible.
Okay, Annabelle's here.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's weekend stays rad and getting up to speed with both of your work. Did overdue Netflix catch-up marathon of all things on my birthday. What's the best thing coming to you on there on Netflix? Just because I literally just wrote this in an article because I was telling you about the Collider Forces episode with Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. and I covered Aaron's movie at TIFF, not last year, but the year before, Brother. And I see that movie and I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. It should be an award season contender. And then, of course, like an itty bitty studio or at least stateside picks it up and it doesn't get out there as much as it would have needed to. And no one really saw it. But I was writing up that article and it happens to be streaming on Netflix right now. So I highly recommend that one.
I mean, the easy answer is they just got X. So, like, I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen X yet,
I saw someone tweeted that.
It's on Netflix now. So if that's the push it needs to get a wider audience, I hope so.
Okay.
Like, not that it doesn't have an audience, just, you know, once again, popular in the horror circle, popular in mainstream are two different things. So, like, X is on Netflix now if you haven't seen it, and I highly suggest it.
I almost recommended something else, but then I realized it's on Shudder right now. Relic.
Oh, Relic's beautiful. Yeah.
It was just a quality checking my Mugai interview from Sundance, and
bad movie.
And I referenced Relic though. Yeah, it's not. It's not great.
I see the reference.
It's not great.
I see the reference.
Well, no, because Bella Heathcote's in it. So and like we happen to have been sitting at the same table.
Yeah.
What is it? 3-4 years before. I'll take any excuse I can get to shout out past festival favorites during those interviews.
I also see the strings that tie it both though too. Like there's a little. I mean, thematically, yeah.
Hoshi. Could Teeth of the Hydra mean the killer has multiple personality disorder, like the different heads of the Hydra?
I think that's
I've known people
possible.
that have this.
Yeah.
Like Split.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like legitimate, and again, like trying to get a read on Cage.
I mean,
we don't see much in the trailer, but like we do get a quick glimpse and stuff like that. I think that is possibly a route this could go pretty easily.
Interesting.
I think it's that's a fun little stash away to be like, let's see if this comes true.
I need to remember with this movie, I feel like I mean to do this more often than I do, is to see the movie, like the end result, and then go back and revisit the marketing campaign and, you know, like pick up on all the little clues that I misinterpreted before. Or even sometimes I like going back and watching the trailers for movies I've seen just to see what they took out from the movie that was in the trailer.
That's always fun.
Yeah, there was some I'm never gonna think about it on the spot, but there was something recently where I'm like, that shot was never in the movie. What the fuck?
Try it. Well, I mean, like Avengers movies and stuff like
that.
What I always think of.
But that's like those are
intentional. That's to fool you. Yeah.
Like deliberately done to fool you. I wish I could think about the shot that I was just like, why? Why did they do that?
Okay.
What's up, Christy? Hello. Any recs for fun movies / TV? Doesn't have to be new. Haven't been in the mood for too much serious the past few weeks. Love the jersey, Matt.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Something fun.
Slaughterhouse is on Hulu.
Of course you're going to say that.
Yeah, streamable. Has Been Hotel is on
We're gonna watch
Prime.
That?
I'm just thinking of fun things that are hitting like easy streamable right now.
Shameless plug, but it's fresh on my mind because I'm catching up on it. Have you ever heard about the show Extraordinary on Hulu? You knew about it.
Yeah.
Do you know it? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know about it. I haven't.
It wasn't really on my radar at all, and then all of a sudden we were set to host a screening of the first episode of season 2, so I binged all of season 1, and it's quite delightful. It's just about, you know, an alternate reality where people wind up getting superpowers, and everyone has their own unique superpower.
Yeah.
I like the leads in it quite a bit. It's fun, and it's fun. I always find it very refreshing to get a superhero movie or show where it feels just like light and silly, and it's not about big battles, and I don't know. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Well, that's, you know, it's kind of the monarch of it all. Of like, you know, we could do a Godzilla King Kong thing with all the smashy all the time, but like I like seeing the stuff when it's not that. I like seeing the stuff when they're not attacking. What's going on? Like I think that's a really interesting part of that story. So
I don't want to spoil anything in that show,
Yeah,
just
no,
in case, but they've got some like really clever powers.
Well, and I think in a way that was Gen V too. Like Gen V on a lesser scale because they still do plenty of the action and gore and stuff like that you expect. But like where the boys was more focused on the constant big scale fight sequences, Gen V was just more about them being in college and like, of course, again, figuring out the story they go about. But yeah, all that stuff is there.
Those are some good recommendations. We just made a pretty good list there. I hope you enjoy something, Christy. The Dark Mike, big fan. Been watching you for 5 years. Isn't that crazy?
5.
Crazy. I don't think we've been doing this for 5,
3,
but like
3 and change.
3 and change.
Right?
We're getting close to 4.
Yeah,
we're getting close to like a full 4 though. What did you think of the film I Saw the Devil and Battle Royale and also Strange Days? Of the bunch, I could watch Battle Royale over and over and over again.
Look, it's right there.
I see it. Literally. That's like a nice looking box.
So like it's a DVD though. It's not the Blu-ray. That was when like they released the super dope DVD. Like
I really love that movie.
It comes as like a book.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
the
cool.
The good old DVD days of like the Battle Royale and like you open it up and it's kind of like pages in the disc 1.
Oh my god,
2.
I love this.
I remember when like physical releases came.
Yeah,
like,
and they were nice.
Binding and books.
That's cool. See that?
Yeah, God.
This is so cool.
Yeah, like I haven't upgraded that one yet because like I like the special features.
Cool. What does it say about me that like I can't get enough of these scenarios where people like
dystopian war game like reality
people,
show
like,
stuff
kill each other off, or it's like this, the Hunger Games. Did I tell you about the book I'm reading right now? It's not quite like the Hunger Games, but it's like another YA fantasy novel. I think Amazon might have picked up the rights to turn it into a series. It's called The Fourth Wing, and it's about like it takes place in a reality where there's dragons and teenagers go to like an academy and they get sorted into like departments, and if you pick the rider quadrant, it's basically like a life or death like training school. And I'm getting too far into it, but there's a point. I feel like I'm explaining this terribly. No one's gonna want to read it now. There's a point where they bond with like each rider has a bond with a dragon. So
like Avatar.
And so like a little bit, no, not really.
Bonding
but the dragon is its own entity, and the person is its own entity, but it's different. I swear.
No, I'm not.
It's different.
I'm trying to just find a connection.
Anyway,
I'm not trying to say they're stealing.
Was at the point that they bond, that some of the kids don't bond, and so the unbonded kids will kill the bonded kids in hopes that they'll bond with their dragon. So like it's a lot of
interesting.
People killing people.
In any case, what do you think of these movies? I love I Saw the Devil a good deal, and I love Battle Royale. I've not seen Strange Days, but I mean, it's fucking so much good international shit.
There really is. Travis with a super sticker that we can't see.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But we'll look at it after. Look at David. Now, I love that you're a Merri Hour fan now, David. My favorite Bong Joon-ho and Park Chan-wook movies are Snowpiercer and Decision to Leave. Why can't another distributor release the final 4th season they already shot of Snowpiercer on Netflix like they did with Manifest?
So wait, did that just get canceled and killed?
Snowpiercer?
Well, yeah, like if they shot the season.
Is that Amelia? What's like the background on Snowpiercer? Is that accurate?
Canceled.
Did they ever shoot any of 4? Did they start shooting 4 and then they just?
I don't know.
All right.
Like it happened so long ago.
Yeah.
1,075,000 other things have happened since
That's
then.
fair.
I could not say.
Yeah. That's fair.
I mean, if that's the truth, then that's a possibility, obviously.
Solid picks
I
there,
did
David.
not hear that.
Decision to Leave and Memories of Murder.
Yeah, I do like when Neon like releases their end of year little FIC bundle, because like I now I own Memories of a Murder and Old Boy because of it.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a cool little thing that they do.
I do quite like that. How to Train Your Dragon Battle Royale.
Yeah, like kind of like legitimately. That's kind of what it is.
Anything else we should hit in
Yeah.
here before I let you loose on Argylle?
I mean, you tell me. This might have to be my review now because I might have deleted my.
All right. Well, yeah, dude.
I'm so mad.
If you want, I'll clip it out and you can still post it
fine.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
I do it anyway.
All right.
I just link it on the top.
So I will give you the floor. Argylle.
I mean,
tell everyone a little bit about it in case anyone out there does not know what Argylle is first.
Nobody needs to know what Argylle is.
Yeah, I was like, I mean,
no one needs any information. They just need to know it's bad.
The premise, no, it's fine. I'm here to talk about things on camera. This is what we do. The premise of Argylle is very simple. And when I say simple, it's fucking stupid. It's Bryce Dallas Howard playing an author who writes a successful spy novel series about Argylle, this Bond, Ethan Hunt kind of ripoff. And she apparently writes them so well that a secret agency has put a target on her because the next book will hopefully tell them where a master key is hidden. And that is the beginning premise before it gets entirely too convoluted and out of control.
What's the master key, Matt?
It's fucking master key.
What is it?
What do you mean?
What is it called?
It's called the master key.
No, it's not. It's called the silver bullet.
Oh, sorry, the silver. Well, the silver bullet.
What does it look like, Matt?
Silver bullet.
It's a silver bullet.
Oh, no, it gets so like literally the secret organization is called the Division. Like he couldn't get more creative.
It's not. It's called the Directorate.
That's in in the reality it's called the Division. In the books it's called the Directorate.
No, it's the same thing both places. Yeah.
I feel like this is part of the problem.
That literally
is part of the problem. Is really the key.
They call it the Division. In any case, whatever. Okay. Fucking summarizing nothing because this movie is 2 hours and 30 minutes and it is It's 2:20. I think almost 2:30. And it is a fucking chore.
Yeah.
So why is it bad? Number one, it's one of the ugliest mainstream movies I have seen in a god-awful long time. Almost everything is shot inorganically and on screens. And it does so kind of like a TikToker with $20, and it's their first video ever, and they're using green screen. There are egregiously bad portions of computer graphics because it'll be either people on a rooftop and they have to do the entirety of London around, or people on a boat and it's just the entirety of the ocean around them, or people on this. People they're inside and they're not even at an outdoor scale, and it's, let's say, two agents looking down a corridor or a giant industrial area. All of that's fake. Literally, I don't know if anyone was actually on sets more than 5 minutes because all of it feels like it's bad CGI.
That would drive me nuts.
So that is just the tip of the iceberg, that you're watching this movie for so long and thinking back to when action movies actually had sets and production design instead of going into a fucking room and working on a computer to create stuff in nature, stuff you can just go out and shoot, but they just decided not to do any of that. And again, it's bad. The characters kind of have that wavy poor blend around their their head, so you can clearly tell they're not there.
Yeah.
So number one, Matthew Vaughn's direction is just his vision just feels lazy. It feels lazy because again, there are all these things they could have done to make this film pop and they don't. Number two, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours of a dog shit story that doesn't know how to make itself interesting besides winking at you. Because at the heart of Argylle, it is both trying to be a fun, entertaining spy thriller and also this meta commentary on spy comedies. But spy already exists. And when you have a movie that does it well, it is glaringly obvious how poorly this one does. And all the commentary. So you have Henry Cavill playing the fake Argylle, who might be real come the end, but we don't really blah, 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 blah. In any case, he is saying his cheeky lines. John Cena plays the man in the chair, Argylle's right hand.
Okay.
And you think that should be a dynamite team, right? Super awesome on screen, a lot of chemistry, fun. And they just kind of feel like action figures. They're plastic, they're caricatures. They don't John Cena specifically has no presence in this movie. And those are just the ones who are supposed to be cartoonish and weird. Then you get to Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard. And I actually think they are the two for the two things holding this movie together. Sam Rockwell specifically is the only one who feels like he knows the movie he's in, and he's doing so much heavy lifting by doing his usual goofball charm, but again, as a secret agent, because he's a secret agent that comes in and tries to protect Bryce Dallas Howard.
I love how you just spiraled into Matt speak.
Yeah, because if I start explaining everything, like all the ingrained things that start happening, it just is going to sound like I'm going crazy, and I'm just trying to generalize why it's bad. But like,
does the cat do anything for the movie?
The cat,
is it worth seeing for the cat?
The cat is the fun prop of Ellie Conway, the author that Bryce Dallas Howard is playing, has a cat named Alfie, and everywhere she goes, Alfie goes in this little backpack with a bubble on it.
Yeah.
And is it fun and cute that she is lugging this cat around while
that's my
people
dream.
shoot? Yes, it is. Does the cat do some funny stuff? Sure, it does. But once again, does 5 minutes of funny cat work in a 2 hour and 20-minute movie amount to much? No, it doesn't. And when you are wasting people like Bryan Cranston, like Sam Jackson, just fucking like everybody. Sorry, like the only people that register in this cast are Dallas Howard and Rockwell, and they register on such a small scale that like you just look down the list of so many good performers, and they just have no ability to do anything with these shallow characters. And most of the spectacle scenes are kind of ripped off of other movies, like Matthew Vaughn and Jason Fuchs, I think, wrote the screenplay. They're like the glaring to me example is there is a fight sequence in the hallway towards the end of the film where Rockwell and Dallas Howard have reached the height of their teaming up, and they're about to like go take on the baddies together finally. And it is a dance number / fight sequence. And that sounds great, right? It sounds awesome. They're
cool.
going to do this whole duet together. Like this whole ballet together where they're twirling together, firing their guns, killing everyone, but they're, looking at each other and the music's playing and it's great. It's basically just the Birds of Prey police station fight with Harley Quinn. And
it's a great fight.
It is. It's a great fight. And the colors of the smoke are beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything is beautiful in it. And what Matthew Vaughn does to that scene in his version and in Argylle is like, there's no comparison. Once again, everything is computerized. All the colors look bad. All the fake fireworks that go off look bad. Like, I'm just sitting there watching, and it's the movie that you laugh at unintentionally because you're like, this is the final cut. This is the best you got. So yeah, no, bad.
I had heard some not so great things, but like I didn't realize
it's nonsense. It's pure nonsense.
Bad.
It's a bad comedy because it's making easy jokes that land flat. It's a bad spy thriller because it's so convoluted and does nothing to make you believe the story that's happening. It's a bad performance piece because everyone feels like they took the paycheck and kind of just went along their way, just on their parts. The cast is phenomenal, but nothing is done with them. It's just, you've seen this done so many better times. Again, like, watch Spy if you want to watch the funny version of this. Watch a Mission Impossible movie if you want to see a good action version of this. Like, just go down the list of better movies to watch instead of Argylle.
Not a good start at the box office too. That's what I was just looking
16
up.
mil, right?
Mid-teens is what
Mid-teens,
Deadline is saying. I'm like so nervous to talk about this budget. I was talking about the budget for this and that other Henry Cavill movie the other day, and I gave my whole little spiel, but for the opposite movie accidentally. So now I'm really worried about what I say. But this one is an Apple Originals film that apparently cost $200 million to make, and it's looking at a mid-teen start.
Yeah, and like again, that's the thing: $200 million to make something that looks so unthinkably ugly. Like, that's baffling to me. Like it is legitimately baffling how something can look this way and cost that much.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it more frustrating. We've seen movies that look bad, but we look at the budget and we go, okay, I understand where they had to cut corners and figure things out.
Yeah.
You didn't have to cut corners and figure anything out.
Silly, it is a silly thing to say, but it's also not a silly thing to say. Whenever I see a budget like that and get a review of a movie like this, I'm like, can you think of how many really great independent movies we could have for that budget?
Yep.
Especially because, like, coming straight from Sundance, like, you have all of these micro budget movies. They're just like exceptional. Like, I saw so many exceptional movies made for next to nothing at Sundance.
I mean, and again, that's the thing of, you need enough money to do a spectacle set piece where Henry Cavill is driving through Greece over rooftops to chase, somebody on a motorcycle. There are these big set pieces. There are these big things going on. So
is that true, Matt? Did you get that read on it too?
Oh yeah,
it's not even
there's
a
there's a lot of CG cat. The cat is because like they throw it off a building and they do a bunch of stuff to it. So like it never dies. Don't worry. But like
this is good. It's sad bad.
It is sad bad because it is what you said.
What are the variations of bad? So good it's bad, sad bad, and
sad bad.
Can we add to this?
Bad bad.
Bad bad.
Mad bad. Mad bad is mad bad is one there. Yeah.
Mad bad. Okay.
Because you see where so many better,
I like that.
so many, and here's the frustrating part. I don't think this will happen anymore, but like, I don't know. This was supposed to be a trilogy. This was supposed to be like a cinematic universe starter. This was supposed to be all these things. And like, stay for the post credits if you want to see how it's tied in, because it is. I don't give a shit. It's tied into the Kingsman. It's fine. Matthew Vaughn already said all this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't say a spoiler.
No, Matthew.
They're different studios, so they're not.
Yeah.
It's not actually tied in. It's just tied in the wink, wink.
Well,
yeah.
Wrote it.
But also Matthew Vaughn said out loud, he's like, these are in the same universe, and he wants to do one more spy series and tie that and like literally do a crossover. So like, if he can, he's going to.
He cannot. He talks about it in an interview that I literally just read, because they're two separate studios, and the post-credit scene that you're talking about, which you weren't in the theater for, is him going to the Kingsman pub, but it is a trailer for a movie. It is not an actual thing happening within the Argylle universe. It's a wink, wink, ha.
I won't say anymore because
This is all exhausting me now.
it's done.
I'm not gonna watch this movie. Did you watch this, Matt? Ghostbusters?
I didn't see the second one.
I don't think I saw the second one either, but I saw some like a little bit of uproar on social media. Amelia, do you know anything about the new Ghostbusters trailer? Were people pissed about something?
I'm violently broken up with the Ghostbusters, and when they bring the girls back, they can go.
Okay. All right, I hear you.
I don't think.
I didn't watch it, but I will watch it because you reminded me, Mirror Domain, so thank you for that. Mike says, I think they shot Argylle on the same soundstage they shot the Star Wars prequels. I did not buy Bryce Dallas Howard as an action star, and that gold outfit was awful.
Costuming did her dirty. Legitimately costuming. Okay. That was once again, just this film has no style presence. Like, I don't know why half the choices were made. I didn't honestly buying her as a action lead was easier. I think they were able to do it in certain segments. What is also hilarious is they have her ice skate over atop tar. What? Or no, oil, sorry. There's a scene where they spill oil and she just starts ice skating on it and firing guns around, and yeah, I don't know. That's what this movie is.
It's a scene that would have been really fucking funny if you weren't deeply annoyed, because it happens at an hour 45 minutes into this movie after it should have ended 4 times already.
Cool.
So by the time that happens, you just want to fist fight somebody.
Cool.
You're just like, no,
cool.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Listen, we talk about this a lot. There's not enough hours in the day to see all the movies. I am really glad I've made peace with that just in time to skip my Argylle screening.
Yeah, like this is an Amsterdam sequence when like everyone was like Amsterdam sucks. I was like, oh cool, I can leave this past. Like literally, like that was one of those. I'm like, oh, I didn't get to my screening, and then you all got out of it, and we're like, fuck that movie. And I'm like, yeah, good. Okay, I had
a hard time with Amsterdam for a multitude of reasons, but I'll never forget sitting there. I brought a friend with me. I saw it in New York. We were going to see the movie and then get dinner after, and I was like, it was pretty miserable halfway through the movie, to the like so wanting to leave that I really did want to turn to him and be like, are you not liking this as much? And literally just before I said it, I'm like, don't do that to him, just in case he's liking it. Don't ruin it for him. And then I sat there in silence. And then after both of us said to each other, I wish you would ask to leave during the movie. And I'm like, well, shit. This one's for you, buddy.
Okay. How many DVDs do you have in your collection? Do you only have Blu-ray? Do you have any regular from Criterion Collection? I don't know, 1,000 DVDs. I usually only...
Wow.
I still have DVDs because they are my pre-existing collection. I do not have 1,000. I can tell you that. I'm probably in the 200 range.
I'm a very bad estimator.
Well,
I'm like literally looking at his
Yeah.
shelves right now, and if
okay, so like that's not
guess
all of
the
them by
number,
any
you're wrong.
means. I have a bunch that are put away because I've replaced them, or I don't have room, so I put them away.
I
Plus, I
will
didn't
say
take.
it's a very nice display,
Thank
though.
you. But I didn't take stuff from home in Jersey either, so I've got stuff there. But do I have both? The answer is yes, I do have DVDs and Blu-rays still. I do not buy new DVDs. I'm only buying Blu-rays. And basically what I'm doing at this point is everything I buy is a Blu-ray to either replace something I love that's a DVD and I want to get like the newer version of it, or just it's a movie I haven't had in a while. So like everything that's over there is still movies that I adore and I only have on DVD.
Okay.
So like I will replace them eventually.
I see.
Like the ones over there are a mix of things I've replaced and also just still love and I have them. But like yeah, so like that's I physical is what I collect right now. It's what I like.
Do you have a favorite?
Favorite of anything I own?
Yeah. Like because it's like I don't know, some sort of special edition or like something cool like Battle Royale.
I'm looking through them all. I just really think the Tragedy Girls Vinegar Syndrome release is
that's
beautiful.
a good one. That's a good one.
And then Criterion, I have a few. I just have a few horror titles. I have The Lure. I have La Llorona. I have Night of the Living Dead. I have House. I think that might be it for Criterion. I don't usually buy the Criterion. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it just
Okay, where did we? So this is no. I'm all scrolled up. We have Hoshi here. Wait, we missed a couple. Who do you guys have winning the Super Bowl? Lots of money in it this year. Wish me luck. I'm going with the Niners.
I think it's their year. I know. I see them beating. I know. I live here.
I don't know. There's just conspiracy theory that the Chiefs are going to win because they're Taylor Swift. Blah, blah, blah. I can't with that.
Yeah, I know. No, I think it's
who do you want to win the Super Bowl for the sake of whatever fantasy you have left?
I didn't check.
You need Pacheco, right?
No, I had.
Because you're high up in that league. You're above me, but there's like 5 of us who are last players left are McCaffrey and Kelsey.
I have Kittle, so that's my thing. I only have Kittle left.
Oh.
Yeah, so I am. That's.
I think you have Pacheco too.
No, I had my running backs for Montgomery and.
Montgomery.
Tony Pollard.
Okay.
I thought the Cowboys were going a little farther.
I think I have a good chance of winning in that league,
yeah,
but it'll be like a significant split between like 5 or 6 of us, and then in the Pi Gal league that I do, like I don't think I can beat Jeff. He's just got too many players left, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm Niners. I'm not saying I'm rooting for him. That's what I think.
Go up.
Well, this is a new one. Yeah.
Would you label this a Red Notice? I didn't watch Red Notice.
This might be worse. If I'm being truly honest. Like, I'm thinking about the potential that exists and what ended up on screen. And Argylle might actually be worse. So, yeah. I don't know. I have a hard time being like something is so bad it defines a whatever.
You got something to say.
What makes Argylle so frustrating is not the actual execution itself. I mean, it is. But the reason it's so rage-inducing is because the premise is great. The cast is great. And what the result is unfucking believably terrible.
Yeah.
It should have been incredible. Like, it should have been a really fun, stupid spy movie. I love fun, stupid spy movies. This is not what this is.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
Hashtag cat work.
Yeah. Literally not a real cat most of the time. But again, probably shouldn't be if you're throwing it off rooftops and stuff.
Oh, well, that's fair.
So, it lands on its feet. It's fine.
As long as it lands on its feet. David says, yeah, they already shot the final 4th season of Snowpiercer from March 28th, 2022 to August 6th, 2022 before TNT stopped airing original programming, so they needed a streamer to air the last season. They can't leave us hanging.
I mean, so that it's just on somebody to buy it then. That's it.
Maybe
it's
someone will.
Yeah, it's not as easy as just like, here you go, have fun with this. Like, there's stuff that's got to happen.
Did we get everything else?
I think we might have cleaned everything else up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lose track sometimes.
No, you're fine. I'm just giving it a scroll up just to make sure. Yeah, we cleared them all out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No Argylle.
No, it's actually it's much. The Gallows is much better. No.
I haven't thought about the Gallows in forever.
Gallows fan. Sorry.
I have not thought about the gallows.
Pro the gallows.
Did you see anything else new this week?
Yeah, but I can't. They're
You can't.
embargoed.
Yeah, I think the one that I'm thinking about, the embargo still didn't lift,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The two things I saw this week are both embargoed.
We can't
so
talk
I can't
about that.
talk about next week, but
Well, we will.
yeah. Like there's stuff that come out next week.
It's
So.
like the shittiest tease ever. I'm really
Yeah,
excited to
fucking
talk about the
embargo.
thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did think Suncoast was quite good. I can talk
Nice.
about that.
Okay.
It premiered at Sundance, and that's what I did the Q&A for last night. I thought that was really, really effective and moving. And it's like, I don't know, it's heavy subject matter, but it also it goes down easily, if that makes any sense, and it's very pleasant to watch, but it's got like just enough complexity to have like real weight to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I found it a really good balance of all that.
Wait, hold on. Did you see the tarot trailer?
I didn't. What is that?
It's interesting.
What is that?
It's a tarot card horror movie. It's exactly
Oh.
what it sounds like.
Is that like a big thing?
Yeah, it's Sony, I think. It's one of the
Really?
studios. It comes out a little later. But
I'll
if
look
you
that up.
follow Trevor Henderson
I don't think I do.
on Twitter, he's just
Yeah. With Avantika from Mean
Yeah.
Girls. I want to see her in more things, and Jacob Babylon.
Yep.
Sweet.
But yeah, so like tarot card horror movie, and like the tarot cards have these creatures on them, these monsters, and they're all original monsters. And so Trevor Henderson is this. He's like an illustrator, like everything, just an all around like creative. And if you followed him for a while, he kind of got big for like making these really cool monster sketches. And
sorry,
yeah,
just look up some other credits.
Oh yeah. But yeah, anyway, so like this guy Trevor Henderson makes really awesome monsters, and he got basically from his Twitter work, he got the job of designing all the tarot card monsters and the ones that are going to be used in the actual movie. So it's just a cool little like, if you're involved in those circles, like, I'm just following this guy forever, and he just makes cool little Twitter art, and all of a sudden like he blows up, and like studios are contacting him to do actual monsters for his movie.
Listen, I'm trying not to judge based on past credits, but some of these are alarming. I'm just gonna not look at that and still be excited for it.
This.
What?
The previous set was horoscope.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah.
I like that. They changed it. That was the old one.
Yeah, they changed it.
I like that. That's funny.
I wish they kept fucking.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great title. Shame on them. I hope somebody else makes a similar movie now and scoops that title up.
Yeah, we haven't streamed for a hot minute, so there's some stuff that's happened that we haven't talked about.
There is. I'm excited.
I'm excited about it. Like I always joke that they should do a 28 years later movie, but like it's like a romantic comedy, and the zombies have been, or like, and the virus has like been dealt with, and it just has nothing to do with like any kind of rage virus. Like here's your 28 years later, like society is just fine. It's just this sweet, wholesome movie, and like about like I
have a feeling that's not what
it's not
that movie is going to be.
No, I can very much assume that is not what this is going to be. But oh yeah,
we had another super chat too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So Out of Darkness was the origin.
That's why I keep getting it confused every time I get an email about it.
Yeah, so that one actually, because I wrote my review for that.
Origin sounds like a better title too.
Yeah, I like the origin is vague, or at least Out of Darkness kind of deals with it, like it's a little more descriptive of what they're doing.
Yeah, but Origin like suggests like it's a horror movie about cavemen, right?
Essentially, essentially that, yeah. But like they're
Out of Darkness, like that to me sounds really like broad. It almost sounds like that could be like a heavy drama.
Yeah, but that's kind of what it is. So that I think that's what's going to get a lot of people. I saw it there, so I saw it as the origin, and I saw it again as Out of Darkness just to refresh for the review. But like reviews are out, so there's no embargo for it. It's so well shot. It is a beautifully done period piece in the way that, yes, it's the Stone Age, and there's so much good wilderness video, cinematography and stuff like that. Like it looks so good. It's just slow. It's a slow movie about basically just a community is trying to find a new place to live, and that's the whole movie, and something is tailing them. Okay. And you're just trying to figure out what's tailing them the whole time.
You know what I want? I want a Final Destination movie during the Stone Age.
Isn't that just existing in the Stone Age?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't that just existing in the Stone Age?
But
just like, a billion ways to die.
Exactly. That's the point.
Actually, hilarious response to this. Any new shark movies? Yes, we have a new shark movie finally coming out. It's called No Way Out.
No Way Out.
It literally is about a airplane that crashes in the ocean. I'm not even. This isn't a joke. This is a real movie that's coming out in about 2 weeks. An airplane splits in midair and crashes into the ocean, and it sinks. But the survivors are caught in an air pocket at the bottom of the ocean, so they have to find a way out of the airplane.
Wow.
But guess what's right outside? Sharks. That's literally a movie that exists, and I can't wait to watch it.
This is a movie. Okay.
It is.
I kind of want to see that. That was a good pitch.
They figured out a way to make sharks on a plane without having it be sharks
on a plane
in the air. It's not sky sharks
on a plane. I'm into
something.
it. I'm into it.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Not much for we got to.
I love that title.
Yeah,
I love that title.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah.
I just love the fact that I have to say Beetlejuice.
That is actually very fair. But yeah. So I'm just trying to think.
Super chat.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, we have 2, right? No, scroll down.
Yeah.
1. We did Hoshi's.
Yeah.
What is this now? Oy vey. David says, did you hear the news that Bradley Thomas, one of the Oscar-nominated producers of Killers of the Flower Moon, lost his wife in a suicide 5 days after the nomination? Our condolences go out to his family. Yes, I second that sentiment. My heart breaks for that family. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Did you find another one?
No, I was trying to make sure I thought I saw one.
You can click. I'm going to add it to my watch list when it comes out because my mom loves shark movies. So that'll definitely be one we will watch together.
I just can't believe that fucking movie exists.
I really want to see it.
It looks like, oh man, it stars Cole. Oh god.
Cole Meany.
Yeah, Cole Meany. He's like
interesting.
He's like an influencer's bodyguard, and he's the only one that knows like how to survive. So he just
influencer's bodyguard. That's his role.
Yeah. Like literally, like she gets on the plane with her friends, and
that sounds like the worst rom-com ever. Like a movie titled "The Influencer's Bodyguard." God.
Yeah, he's just furious. He has to do it.
The only way that movie is good is if it stars Glenn Powell.
Oh, what's the Jason Statham movie where like he's like trying to find like it's the beginning of the movie, and like he loses his job, so he has to take odd jobs. And he is an influencer's bodyguard for a hot second, and he does exactly that. He just beats the shit out of the influencer and walks away.
We watched that.
Yeah, what was it?
It's not the whole movie.
It's not. Yeah.
It's a scene in a movie, and we're cheering for it the entire time.
God,
something sounds familiar about that. The Beekeeper.
No, it wasn't The Beekeeper. I don't know. I'm blank. If anyone knows what movie that is, where Jason Statham beats up an influencer in the beginning of the movie, I'll give you $1.
You want to do that last one?
Actually, that's a fun one. Yeah.
What do you guys disagree with more? Halloween Kills, Barbarian, Scream 6, or Texas Chainsaw?
I think it's between Barbarian and Texas.
Look at us. I think we need chairs next time, man.
All right, fine. I'll get chairs next time. I like standing for it.
We're both like hunched over. I'm narrowing it down to Halloween Kills and Barbarian, and I think I lean Barbarian,
Texas,
which puts me in the minority. I know you really don't like that movie.
But I'm saying, I'm like looking at the conversation and the gap between. Yeah. I think it was Texas or Barbarian. I think Halloween Kills, we definitely had our differences.
Oh my god, I very much misread them.
Oh yeah.
Barbarian though, didn't you like Barbarian?
I love Barbarian,
and I disliked Barbarian.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it by any means. Like I actually like really, really loved the first act.
Okay.
And then I think, it went a little too far off the rails for me in a way where the second act didn't feel the second and third acts didn't feel tethered enough to the expectations that the first act.
It's probably Barbarian, because Barbarian was one of my favorites of that year.
Yeah.
Texas we talked a lot about though. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we actually really did disagree on Kills, Barbarian, and Texas.
It's true. Yeah.
Not so much Scream 6, because you did like it. You just didn't love it like I did.
It was 3 out of 5. It was that like
mine's a bajillion out of 5.
100%. Yeah. That's fair.
I keep meaning to find time to watch this. David wants to know, have you been watching Masters of Air? do you think that Austin Butler may be miscast? I thought the visual effects in the show look fake. Oh, interesting. I've heard such good things about that show.
Yeah,
I keep
I've
meaning
heard great things
to
about
carve
it,
out
yeah.
time to watch it.
I'd
I'm very
love-
curious. I'm too busy right now. I just finished the Extraordinary binge. I don't know whether to call it extraordinary or extraordinary. Is that weird? Is that like a weird thing that I've gotten in my head?
The words are separate.
Yeah,
So
is it?
extra-
Yeah, if it's separate, it's extraordinary.
It's not. It's extraordinary.
Oh, it's okay.
But I keep saying it like, what's the movie? Don't you remember the movie?
Extraordinary, because there's a space in it.
There's a space, but like
there.
I keep saying that,
Yeah.
and I guess I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, space extraordinary
Oy vey.
together extraordinary.
I have a week to get my brain in that zone, and I guarantee you I'll fuck it up on the
there's
night.
no
The other thing I keep watching because I have interviews for it coming up is The Way Home, the Hallmark series,
Oh,
which
okay.
I find quite lovely. Hallmark, I mean, is probably quite obvious, is not really like my go-to type of content, but I think that show is pretty well done.
Yeah, I've loved The Pacific and Band of Brothers, so like
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy to get into Masters of the Air when I have time.
All right.
This is a cool little just off the cuff like
Tim Burton. Oh yeah.
Tim Burton remaking Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. Didn't they they attach an actress too, right? I thought
it's
they didn't?
Gillian Flynn is writing.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I
I just think it's a cool. I want to see Burton get back to doing weird shit, and I mean he always does in a way, but like
ask me this question again after I see Beetlejuice.
that's fair. Oh, that'll be a telling point of like
I'm not saying Tim Burton is like swung and missed a lot recently, but I feel like it's been quite a while since there's a home run, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Like what was it?
Agree.
Like Peregrine, Dumbo.
Yeah.
What came after? Did anything come after?
You got the phone. I can't. I don't.
I do.
wanna
I
know.
have a phone.
Yeah.
I can look this shit up.
Because like when I was writing about said movie that comes out next week, I was doing a lot of like parallels to Burton.
Yeah.
Like he starts off with so much.
That makes lots of sense.
I mean, like even like Sweeney Todd to me, like again, who's involved is who's involved, but like Sweeney Todd's fucking good.
Sweeney Todd is good. Let's see. Tim Burton is director. You know how many people say Tim Burton directed Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, to this day, somebody just posted another article.
Part of my heart just like shrivels away and
Yeah.
turns black when someone does that.
Okay, but when you're not in our industry and you
Right.
see Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas,
Mm.
you would think Tim Burton did Nightmare
So-
Before Christmas.
So mine is more the industry side of it. Like when Variety.
Yeah,
that.
Industry speaking, yes,
If
that's valid, but like for some.
Oh, yeah, for-
Yeah, no.
Tim
I
Burton directed Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I won't get on that person's
Yeah.
case, but this was like
It was Variety or Variety or Vulture. It was one of the
Dum-dum.
V's.
Yeah, it
and
was
I
a biggie.
Just like, can we get this right someday?
Well, I guess Wednesday. Wednesday I give like a firm thumbs up to, but then before that it was Dumbo, Peregrine, Big Eyes, which Big Eyes was fine. I can't handle Frankenweenie, so don't ask me my opinion on that
That's
one.
fair.
Dark Shadows was all right. Alice in Wonderland was all right.
Sweeney Todd for me was his last.
I did quite like
was his
Sweeney
last
Todd.
like
Sweeney Todd, Corpse Bride, and Lunch
Charlie.
Manager. We're just like going through his whole filmography now. But yeah. I'm ready for a big Tim Burton win.
Yeah, I want to see early Burton again. I think he was a little more whimsical, morbid, all that stuff in the same breath.
All right, want to do these two
Yeah,
soupies and then
let's get out. Let's do anything.
call it. Beetlejuice will be the hit of the year. Will easily make $1 billion.
I'm gonna take the under on that.
You know
I
what?
think I'm gonna go the under.
Okay, hold on a second.
all right.
On a second.
Movie method.
So I feel like if someone is to take a swing like Hoshi just did on a 2024 movie where you ultimately want to be the person who calls it when nobody else did, this actually might be a safe bet to do that kind of argument with.
Okay.
It's a very popular franchise. Stars one of the biggest stars in Hollywood right now, Jenna Ortega. It's got an early September release where a lot of movies do tend to pop. And then on top of that, it comes out in early September and then it's got 2 months to go while people are rabid for genre content.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that I am confident this movie's going to make $1 billion because that's a feat very few achieve, but I don't think you're that off base with that, Hoshi.
I mean, I'm still taking the under, but okay.
That's fine.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'll take Hoshi's side, and then we'll revisit in September.
Bet $1 on it.
Okay, deal. I would probably not recommend Feud Capote versus the Swans. Tom Hollander gives a great performance as Truman Capote, but the material is pretty bland and not much feud going on so far in the first 2 episodes. Okay.
Yeah. That wasn't on my have to watch radar.
It was not on mine either, but now that David is not super into it, it's definitely not going to get prioritized for me. Haunted Autumn, what's up, man? You both are such an inspiration. I have watched and read you both for years, and your love for your craft inspired me to pursue a writing degree with a focus on grant writing. Very cool, very cool. I just got word my first grant proposal was accepted. Congratulations. Okay. Huge congrats to you. That's a big deal. That's awesome. I love hearing about stuff like this.
That first thing happens. I'm just thinking about the first time I get something accepted. Even now from a new outlet, just the first time I get a new outlet pitch accepted, I'm like, that's cool.
I'm going to ask you an interview question because I ask similar things like this on Ladies Night all the time.
Okay.
In this career, what was your first big win? Something that made you think it is possible to build a career for myself in movie coverage?
First big win was it's weird because I think my first big important stuff that ever happened to me was we were on the junket scene together for 3 to 4 years in New York. So the fact that I was getting flown to fucking Florida to do the Baywatch junket to interview The Rock and shit like that, those were wins to me, but they're all tied to we got this covered, and they were paying me dog shit and they were treating me badly. So in a certain way, to me, those were big things that absolutely got to me to where I am. Those were all important things. What I did for We Got This Covered, that's where I started doing festivals first. That's where I started doing interviews, all that stuff. But honestly, my first big win was I was not confident in branching away from We Got This Covered because that was where I had all my access tied to. That is where I had how I was getting into festivals, how I was doing everything. And finally, Angie was just transferring. She had just got a new job after Slash Film, and she was transferring over, and she's like, "Hey, Jacob Paul's the new, film, he's the new me. I think you should message him, and he's looking for new writers. I think that would be a cool thing." So my first win was getting my first freelance pitch accepted for Slash Film because I had been reading Slash Film since I got interested in movies and stuff like that. So I consider that my first win because it gave me the confidence to be oh shit, I can get pitches accepted elsewhere. I can do things elsewhere. I don't have to be shackled to something that is at that point, We Got This Covered was causing me more pain than anything else. So I was hey, let's see if I could do this somewhere else. And I could, and I was oh shit. So that was the catalyst to leaving behind the thing that was kind of holding me back in a way at that point and letting me do what I'm doing now. So that's fair.
That's a good one. Yeah. I feel my answer should be when I got my full-time job at Collider, but even then I spent so many years not calling it a real, not thinking it was a real job. You know what I mean? Because we talk about movies for a living. Something about that feels so silly. So fake and it could poof gone at any second.
I mean, with the state our industry is in, it can poof and gone at any second.
Well, yeah,
I mean, that's the reality right
the horrifying reality. But the other reality that we often have to deal with is what you just said too, where so much of your value is tied to your outlet, so you don't feel valued as an individual. So I think that's the area that I'd probably lean toward to answer that question. And the first thing that came to mind when I tried to was when I moderated the Cobra Kai panel at San Diego Comic-Con, because I knew that the trust was being placed in my hands just because I'm me. And then it also gave me the confidence boost that I needed, that I can not only function in a teeny tiny junket room, but I could sustain a decent conversation in front of all those people when I was shaking in my boots.
Yeah. Also, we still do our, every once in a while we get to do our live podcasts, and we're talking like fucking 40 people.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like
It's
a little
scary.
bit like, am I going to throw up? Like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
I mean, I still get that. Literally
Yeah.
every single junket interview I do, like I'm still standing outside those rooms.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's
Straight up.
no one in the hallway. There's a couple people in
Yeah.
the hotel room. And I'm still like, oh no.
my God. My first on camera was Insidious 2. And I was so fucking nervous.
That just
like,
came up on my memories
Oh, did it?
recently on my
well,
phone.
like I was so nervous about that because like it's my first video junket ever. And my first package is fucking Rose and Patrick.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is my first on camera ever. And I have to go in there and be cool talking to fucking Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne. And I walk in with my Freddy Krueger kicks. And Patrick starts talking to me immediately because he's a sneaker. Like at the time, I didn't know he was a sneakerhead. And like he was a sneakerhead. He still is, sorry. So he immediately is like, oh my God, are those Freddy Krueger sneakers? And he's just talking and 2 minutes goes by. And literally, like, again, it's my first interview ever. I don't know how this fucking works.
Yeah.
And he's so literally, and like, I had 2 minutes left at that point. And he's like, oh my God, no, give him time. That was me. He's like, I am so sorry. And the PRF wouldn't.
Oh no.
So my first interview ever is 2 minutes of Patrick Wilson talking about sneakers to me. Shoes. And then Rose is just like, yeah, let's go.
I mean, sometimes that's
I know.
happen.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do.
No, he was
nothing you could do.
The nicest guy ever. But yeah, I was standing outside that room that first time, and I'm like, I'm gonna vomit. This is like I was not the kid in like elementary school when you had to do those school plays who was confident doing that shit. I hated being in front of people.
I could always like push myself into doing it, but I got nervous. Most of my nerves come from caring too much, though. But
yeah.
Like I still like a little piece of me dies inside when I watch old interviews and I'm like, why the fuck did I ask that? But then you grow and then you learn, and I don't cringe as much when I rewatch my stuff.
I've read some like recently. I looked back on like a decade ago of what I was writing, and I was like, God, I hated this. But it's also a byproduct of what was popular at the time. Like,
well, it's true too. And like one of the things that shocks me about my writing back in the day is like, I mean, I say this all the time to you. I never use the word hate.
Yeah.
Like ever. And like I definitely did a good deal of that. Like I had given a movie an F, and like I really like for the life of me could not wrap my head around giving a movie the equivalent of a 0 anymore.
Yeah, for me it was more like, like we're talking about a time when like Ain't It Cool News was popular and shit like that. And I went back and like looked at some of my writing around that time because again, that's what was popular. That's what was selling. And I was like, oh, I wrote like those people, and I'm happy I don't anymore.
Well,
like I'm happy that was a phase. And
that's the thing. As long as you learn and you stop making certain mistakes, you find your voice versus what everybody else is doing. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Or at least that's what I tell myself so I can sleep easy at night.
I don't know. This whole industry is going to
That's a great question, Haunted Autumn. Thanks for closing us out with that. All right. Are they? I have to find them. Kyle, drop me a link in the comment section. I love when that stuff happens. She's something else.
I would love to interview Renee. Renee Rapp.
The coolest. Just
so
the coolest. You know who else is the coolest? And I could say this because I watched a cut of it, so I know that it exists and it's not going to vanish. Next week's guest on Collider Ladies Night is Catherine Newton, and she is very, very cool. Very, very cool.
I very much liked her in the thing that comes out soon.
She told me something about Abigail. I'm not going to say it here because I'm going to say it to this one first and see your reaction.
It's fair. Okay.
But it took me a while to think about it.
Okay.
And then be like, oh shit, that was so obvious.
Yeah.
With that, do you want to plug anything before we sign off?
As always, support me. I'm Donato Bomb on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Instagram. I don't, I'm not here often, or I'm here once a week. But like, I'm not Perri, so go find me elsewhere. Go do my other things. A podcast called Certified Forgotten. I write many reviews and things of that nature. So
you're what? in the physical building.
You're in the physical building.
Your plug started out so good and confident, where you're like support me, and then all of a sudden it like shriveled away into like, I'm kind of here, I'm kind of not
doing things.
He's a big part of this channel. Support him. Go to the Collider Extras YouTube channel, watch the Collider Forces episode with Aaron Pierre and Calvin Harrison Jr. And then next week on Saturday, go watch the Collider Ladies Night with Catherine Newton. That's it. I'm pressing the button.
Press the button.
We're out of here. Have a good weekend, everyone.